So I thought I'd look back on my art in 2020. 2020 has certainly been a tumultuous year for basically all of us, right? A lot of stuff that I wanted to happen very much did not happen. And a lot of stuff I could have never seen coming did happen in this year. Anyway, in terms of art, I've actually been pretty productive, so let's get started. We'll go month by month, and I'll just chat a bit about the art I did for that month. So January and February were duds, basically. Not much art in those months, and I'm not even sure why. Must have gotten super busy with school or something. I don't know. March, on the other hand, is when I started really pumping out art, by the mile. Incidentally, it was also the start of the corona-related lockdowns stuff in the Netherlands. So March 20th was actually my last day of physical classes. So March leads us to my Mega Man powered up Fuseman 3D model. Fuseman's full model was originally made in 2019 for the R-style series of Japanese doujins, non-erotic doujins, which I tended to participate in the past few years. Anyway, I remodeled that into this Mega Man powered up style fella. Just getting the tiny proportions right, the right chubbiness in the face and stuff like that was the most challenging part, together with painting a cute texture for the face. Now in April, I made a model of Strictly Mecha's awesome original Bomberman robot design. Of particular note on this design is how I tried to kind of handle the shading on the limbs. Just like really soft gradients with little ramping steps, step by step, and also mimicking the shiny parts on the original design, on for example the shoulder ball and the torso, by using the inverted normal trick to kind of have the shiny edge that you can see from any angle. So May gets us to probably my biggest successes this year, right? My Animal Crossing models. So starting off with Demix Hack's Sonic, and then moving on to Gashi Gashi's Bowser design. Both of these guys had pretty unique body types, so I wasn't able to really reuse anything. So the Animal Crossing style didn't really make it easier on me. But I love doing the painterly style for their textures, which I maintain into the next set of 3D models. And then June gets us to Samus the Mega Man, which were both also designed by Gashi Gashi. Also Animal Crossing style, of course, so I made sure to give them little diorama platforms, a little foliage, maybe some stones, not really environment art, but just a little bit of a fun experiment because I'm not very good at environment art, so I wanted to try something to start me off. However, in July, I stopped doing Animal Crossing models, and I decided to do for some Pokemon crossbreeds. These were designed by 1 Megawatt, an artist on Twitter. These come from a whole book of designs that was sold by 1 Megawatt for charity, I believe, and we had a little vote to see which one people liked the most. And it was the Black Dahlia Blossom that you can see here. Anyway, the textures were all hand painted, with the outlines being done by using inverted normals. And to do it a little faster, what I did is I took the regular texture, made it darker, a little bit more saturated, and then used that as the outline. And it actually turned out really well. I also specifically simplified the roses on the Black Dahlia Blossom's head to fit with the style of the rest of the body. And also for the Lapras, the Nautilus Lapras, I love them. That's all. And then in August, I went for Squishy Jelly's Mega Beedrill design. Right, so it's like an anthropomorphic Mega Beedrill, and the biggest design challenge for me here was to kind of match the kind of understated and subtle coloring and shading style that was going on in the original piece, which I think I did fairly well by varying the line thickness of the outline and matching the colors to the original's art piece outline, basically varying both of them where necessary, right? The month after, I went for Mighty the Armadillo, yes, from Sonic the Hedgehog. This was actually kind of a request / commission and hasn't actually been posted anywhere yet, but it will eventually. I went for a mix between the Sonic Mania and the 90s kind of shading style, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. I hated modeling the sneakers though. I made 2 sets of shoes, as you can see here, and the sneakers were kind of a pain because of the laces mostly. And then for some reason, October and November were basically dead months for me in terms of art. Probably school stuff again. I was struggling with some courses, Then in December, I kicked into texturing overdrive with this awesome design by Silvar. It's a fusion between Levani from Generation 5 and Scizor from Generation 2 Pokemon. I've been wanting to do this one for like quite a while, and I finally got to do it, and I really went to town on that texture. You know, what can I say? I'm just really proud of this model, and I think it actually looks fantastic. I think it's one of my best models ever. The lighting on the backside doesn't really necessarily make sense, but it still looks very cool from all angles, and that's really what I was going for, while also being super accurate when looking at the same angle as the original art piece. And that was it for 2020, right? So for 2021, I want to set a few goals for myself. For one, I want to finish the environment stuff I've been working on until now, that I'm not going to finish this year, I guess, probably in a few days. Using the Pokemon models I've done before, just kind of do some environment practice, right? But for the loftier stuff, well, for one, I'm bumping up Vic's Voltius, my Pokemon shoot-'em fan game, to a higher level of quality. I redid the art style. I'm going to redo the level designs. I'm going to add more content. You know, I'm going to make it a real game. For 2021, I also want to start and maybe even finish original game projects. You know, they don't have to be big or anything, but I haven't even decided what it'll be yet. But this time, I really think it's the right time to start moving forward with my own ideas. Either way, I want to thank you for watching this far and supporting my work, and I just hope you'll keep doing that for 2021, because I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. And if there's any message I'd like to end off on, it'd be that, you know, sometimes our worst enemy can be ourselves, and I think it's important to just kind of, when that happens, to accept it and just try to forgive yourself and move on forward and keep doing art, you know? If you lapse for a bit, you gotta pick yourself up and you gotta keep going, you know? You can't let that vortex pull you under. It happens to all of us, and it happens to me all the time, you know? It's not about the falling down, it's about the getting up. Thank you.